What's goody, what's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another video. So I know I've been doing shooting videos lately and everything like that, but we're back to building the Mini Cooper. Here is where we're at. So we got the motor in, we got the wire harness ran. All the wiring isn't done yet. I want to get the wiring done last when I get everything buttoned up. We got our traction bar just sitting there for now, but that's kind of how I'm going to do it. I'm gonna weld it along these two support beams, and then we're going to have the bar run underneath going to the front A-arm. Waiting on our turbo manifold as well. That should be coming in the next couple of weeks, and we're going to get all the fuel lines ran for now. But right now we're working on the rear support subframe, so that way we can get this bracket welded on. Let me grab the bracket. So my buddy Lance Cope, he sends out these brackets, and what you do is you take the bracket and you weld it on just like so. That way you can weld that way you can install your wagon diff into the car. I have a wagon diff because the wagon diff, you don't have to cut this. If you use a wagon diff, if you use the CRV, you do have to notch it out for the CRV. It's a little easier, spend the extra money, get a wagon diff. I had to relocate the battery because you have to cut the main battery box out to install a new battery box. That way it clears up for the diff. The wagon diff is almost put together, but we need a couple things from PFT tuning. I'll put the links, I'll put everybody's links in the description of everything that I mentioned. RPT Creations, Lance Cope, PFT tuning, I'm put them in down there. Just everybody that helped me get this car to where it's at. Right now, like I said, just waiting on stuff in the mail. So these things here are adjustable. As you see, they're spring loaded in the ends. That way they're not clicking on us. This is what causes the clicking in the old control arms. This bushing right here, when you lower your vehicle, your wheel will do this a lot. So that causes your clicking and stuff like that. All right, so now that we already took our trip and got our argon, now we have to prep our subframe. So what I'm gonna do is take this off. I'm gonna go ahead and grind all this paint away until we expose the bare metal, so that way we're able to weld our bracket on. I'm gonna try to get the bracket as close to the bottom of here as possible. That way we have enough clearance at the top and we have enough clearance at the bottom for the actual diff itself. So when I get that diff out here, I'm gonna try to bolt it. I'm gonna TIG weld this on, or tack weld this on, and then we're gonna test fit it on, go put it in the back of the car, make sure everything clears, and then if it's good, we'll weld it on. All right, now we got it all cleaned up. It's a little hot. We could go ahead and place our plate on top of that plate and make sure that we hit all the areas that we need to clean. I'll try to get it as center as possible based off these two holes right here on the inside. That's where I'm gonna try to center it. Like I said, I'm gonna tack weld it on, try to level it from the bottom here. That's where I want it to be. I want it to be way at the bottom. That way we have a clear cut portion at the top up here. And then I have clearance at the top, clearance at the bottom. The diff should sit right here. No problem, no issues. Once we get that in there, I can just tack weld it real quick with my welder. I do have a little welder over there. So I gotta go grab the bottle. and attach it to the welder. Then we can start welding this thing on. So, or tack weld it on, test it, and then start welding it on. So now we got 4 tacks on here. That way we can get the jack, put it back in, throw a couple bolts in it, and then bolt up our wagon diff casing. I don't have all the insides on the wagon diff yet, so it's gonna be just the casing for now. And then we'll be able to see the wagon diff clears. So let's get to bolting this thing back up. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, we have a wagon diff in our Mini Cooper. Right now I'm just trying to see the angles and stuff like that to see like if it's high enough or low enough for the drive shaft to remain as straight as possible. So that's what I'm kind of trying to do now. I'm gonna go get my straight edge and I'll be able to really do it off the straight edge. It looks like it might need to go up a little higher, but without the front flange on the diff, I can't really tell. So I'm probably gonna go grab the front flange and just put it on the front just to see how far out it sticks, because like as you can see right here we have enough space, but I don't know if it's too low to where the drive shaft's gonna have a slight angle coming to the rear. It might not, it might, I don't know, it doesn't look like it so far, but it's just stuff I worry about when I'm doing stuff like that. All right, so I got it back out. What I was gonna do, I was gonna clean off my bench and then try to weld it on the bench, but I really don't feel like cleaning this monstrosity up. So I am gonna weld it right here on this box. So hopefully it doesn't get that hot. If it starts smoking, we'll take it off. But till then, we're just gonna try to weld in the inside, flip it around, then weld the whole outside. And then it should be sturdy, it should be good to go. My welds aren't the best, so I'm gonna show you my welds after. Don't roast me in the comments. So let's get this knocked out, get it all welded up and painted. All right, y'all, so now that I've finished welding up the diff, I installed it and put everything on. Let me show you what it looks like. So there you go. You have the control arms on, you have the mount on. The diff's not in, I'm still trying to work and build the diff. All of that is on and looking good. All right, so I took apart the trailer arms so we can add ARP studs to these spindles. I did have to go ahead and notch one side of the spindle a little bit, that way the ARP stud clears, because they get stuck on these edges here because these are so beefy. So I have to just massage it a little bit, that way we're able to get the ARP stud right in. So I'm working on that. So pretty much that's all I got for this video. Next video we should be installing a fuel system, our whole entire fuel system. I still got to get in the car and remove the fuel lines and the evap and all that stuff, but yeah, next video will be installing the fuel system. So I catch you on that next video. Peace.